welcome back to CWM University, where we learn together, and today we will be discussing 4 misconceptions about teaching. Misconception number 1, if you went to school, you know how to teach. That's just like saying, if I know how to use a washing machine, I know everything there is to know about a washing machine. I guarantee you, if my washing machine broke down today, I'm going to have to look up how to fix my washing machine. It doesn't mean I don't know how to use it, but that does mean I don't know everything there is to know about a washing machine. Now, just because you went to school doesn't mean you know how to teach. You've seen people teach you different things, but have you had the experience of teaching others? Now, I do agree that some people are just born to teach. They come out knowing how to teach others how to do anything. And then there's those who need to learn the art of teaching. You have to learn the strategies on how to teach something. You have to be empathetic with your learner. Just for example, if I was trying to teach somebody how to tie their shoes, I need to, 1, realize that it's frustrating for them. They don't know how to tie their shoes, but they really want to learn how to tie their shoes. And then I need to know the strategies on how to easily teach them how to do the art of tying shoes. Once I have these strategies in place, then I have to approach the learner with different strategies, because maybe one strategy doesn't work and maybe I need a different one to help them learn how to tie their shoes. So just because I went to school and I sit there and watch a lot of teachers teach different subjects doesn't mean that I am a teacher or I will automatically know how to teach. This is something that you have to learn and master, because teaching someone else and them learning, it's an art to it. You have to find out where the learner is in their process of learning, reach them at their level, and then bring them where they need to know. Maybe the learner knows how to make one loop with a shoestring, but doesn't know how to connect the 2 loops that they've made. Find the learner at where they are and then raise them to where they need to be, which is ultimately knowing how to tie their shoes. So no, just because you went to school, you don't automatically know how to teach. Misconception number 2, teachers are solely responsible for the students' learning. I am not sure where this misconception comes from, but it seems like a lot of people have this misconception that if I take my student, I send them to school, they should learn everything they need to know in the schoolhouse. And this is not true. Because if you think about it, if you're a parent or a guardian to a child, you are their first teacher. You teach them how to take care of themselves properly, how to take baths, how to brush their teeth, how to feed themselves properly. You are their first teacher. So before they get to school, everything they have learned is because of you or someone in your household that has taken the time out to help them learn the world that they are now in. So for your student to be successful, it's a team effort. It's home life plus the teacher plus the student all working together to make sure that the student is learning and progressing in their academics. You can go into a kindergarten class right now or in August, and you could tell which kindergartners have been taught at home about maybe their letters, the sounds, the letters, the colors, their numbers, how to write their name already, and those who come to kindergarten and they are not equipped with any of those things. And honestly, those students who come in knowing how to identify letters, numbers, knowing the sounds already, knowing how to spell their name, those students have an advantage over the students who don't know anything. Granted, the good thing about young learners, they learn quick. They absorb knowledge like a sponge. They soak it up and they run with it. So learning starts at home. The teachers cannot be solely responsible for the students' learning. It takes a village, the teacher, the students, and the parent or guardian at home to make the learning for the student successful. Misconception number 3, teachers are well compensated for what they do. And to that misconception, all I have to say is pay teachers more. They deserve more than what they get paid. I'm going to read the statistics that I found. It says that the average pay of teachers is $72,000, and that's according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics and the National Education Association. That does not calculate the taxes that you have to pay, the mandatory retirement that you have to pay into, your insurance, and God forbid you have children. So you know the bring home pay is going to be way lower than that. And when you consider the hours that teachers work outside of work, which they shouldn't, leave work at work. But a lot of teachers do work beyond those hours that they're contracted under. And when you put all those hours together, that they work outside of their hours, Some of them may work weekends, pushing minimum wage based on the average pay of a teacher. And you gotta think about it, that's just average of the nation. That's not based on, maybe your state may be way lower. Now, I know that some of you out there are gonna say, well, teachers get paid over the summer, so they had to get paid well. Well, let me break this down to you. For the many school districts I have worked for, this is how it works. You get a certain salary. Say you get $60,000 for the year. They take that $60,000 and they divide it by 12. Now, do you go to school 12 months of the year? No, but they don't care. The school districts can do what they want. So let's say that you work from August to May. You'll get paid August through May. And then June and July, when you're at home doing nothing, you still get paid, but it's over that $60,000. You're not getting paid extra. They're just paying you the rest of your salary. So yes, the teachers do get paid during the summer, but that's because their salary is taken and divided by 12 instead of 10 months. So technically, you're getting less money per month just so you can get paid over those extra 2 months. Now, the school districts I worked at, you didn't have an option. I couldn't say, just give me my 10 months and I'll worry about those 2 months myself. No, automatically, I get a salary and it's divided by 12. So not only do teachers get compensated on the lower end when compared to other jobs, but they also get less per month because their salary is divided by 12 instead of the 10 months that they're actually in session teaching students. So are teachers getting compensated well for what they do? In my opinion, no. But you have a different opinion and you think teachers get paid good enough or their salary is just fine? Leave it in the comments. Let me know how you feel about how teachers are getting compensated. And a lot of you all's opinion probably changed during COVID when you had to become the teacher of your child and you started to realize, oh, Miss such and such wasn't lying. My child does not pay attention. They do not want to do the work. They do not know their multiplication when I thought they knew their multiplication. So what do you think? Do you think teachers get compensated enough? Or do you think teachers should get compensated more? Let me know in the comments. Misconception number 4. If teachers are good at what they do, the students' test scores and grades should be good as well. Just because I'm good at riding a bike and I teach a kid how to ride a bike doesn't mean they're going to be good at riding their bike. Only way that student could get good at riding a bike is if they practice and they're committed to learning how to ride their bike. What's the saying? You can lead a horse to water, but what? You can't make them drink it. You also have to take into consideration that a lot of students, not all students, but a lot of them come into the grade level behind. So when I taught 6th grade, I will be teaching 6th grade math, but most of my students tested on a 4th grade math level. So I could be really good at teaching 6th grade math, but does that help the student that is still on a 4th grade math level? No. I have to go meet that student where they are and try to bring them up close as I can to 6th grade math within the year of 6th grade. A student could be on 6th grade level. They could be on 6th grade math level. The teacher could be doing their best job at teaching them, and the student's grades and test scores could still be low for many reasons. One reason is the student may not be turning in work. I don't know how many times I have to contact the parent about missing work, and they're like, oh, Johnny did that. I made sure and put it in his folder. So then I go, Johnny, bring me your folder. Let me see your folder. And sure enough, that assignment is in Johnny's folder, but Johnny never turned it in. Therefore, that's a 0. And that's bringing down Johnny's grade. That's not reflecting Johnny's true capability of how good he is in 6th grade math. It's reflecting his responsibility of turning in his assignment on time so he can get the grade that he needs. So there's so much more that goes into the teacher being good at what they do, reflecting the student's grade or their test scores, because there's so many things that could affect the student's grade or the student's test scores. So teachers can only do so much. I can only do so much teaching through the time that I have your child. It could be as simple as asking your student, what do they not understand in math? And then you can get it back to the teacher and say, hey, Johnny told me that he doesn't understand adding integers. It's very confusing for him. And so then the teacher can work with their student. And then that way, maybe their grades will increase. Maybe their test scores will increase because we're finding out where the learning is. It's not happening. It's not because he's not turning his work. It's because he's not understanding the objective that we're going over in class. So out of these 4 misconceptions, a lot of them were about that the teacher is solely responsible for the student's learning, which we found out that they're not. It takes a community to make sure that the student is learning. Yes, the teacher does play a role. They play a very important role, but also does the parent and also does the child in their learning. And if I must say it again, pay teachers more. So let me know in the comments what you thought about these misconceptions. Do you think the misconception is a misconception, or you think that it is actually true? The teachers get paid enough, or it is the teacher's responsibility only to make sure the child is educated? Comment below. Let me know what you think. Make sure if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. It does help my channel out. Like this video, share it with somebody, and until next time.